This video got a little something for everybody. You like Cold War multiplayer? You're gonna enjoy the gameplay. Into zombies? Stay tuned, because if you didn't hear, the R1 Shadowhunter is an absolute monster. And if Warzone's your thing, we'll touch on the Cold War vs Modern Warfare Crossbow. I'm a bit behind covering the R1 Shadowhunter. It's been in the game for a week or two now, but I've been anxious to get my hands on it and share my thoughts, because if you didn't know, I'm pretty nice with the crossbow. Hopefully the gameplay speaks for itself. You know, way back in Black Ops 1, the crossbow just clicked with me, and I've been excited about every crossbow in Call of Duty since. Turns out Cold War has one of the best incarnations of the crossbow, but I can't help but feel a bit disappointed following Modern Warfare's crossbow, which had so many customization and gameplay options, and it was pretty good. I'll elaborate on that subject later in the video. We got some exciting things to discuss up front. Don't get me wrong, you're definitely going to want to unlock this weapon. To do so, you need to get 3 one-shot, 1-kill medals in 15 different matches with a weapon without any attachments on it. Pro tip for you: if you're using a sniper rifle or a Hauer shotgun to do this, you're doing this challenge entirely wrong. The best way to go about this is to take the Gallo shotgun into hardcore face-off. It will always be a one-shot in hardcore, and face-off matches go by the quickest, so you'll have this thing unlocked in no time. You might be able to even use a regular assault rifle in hardcore. I haven't tried it though. Roll the intro. Yo, what's going on, guys? My name's Ninja Skater. Welcome to the channel. If you can't tell by now, my videos are packed with value. I put a lot of time and effort into creating a good experience for you, which makes it so painful to see that a majority of the people who watch my videos are not actually subscribed to the channel. So if you're a frequent viewer or like the content and are not subscribed, consider subscribing. We actually started at 1% subscriber watch time when I started doing the graph a couple months ago, and we've steadily increased to 2.5%. So slow improvement, but thanks to everyone who has joined the journey. The Cold War crossbow is most similar to the original Black Ops 1 version when it comes to gameplay and just the feel of it, minus the explosive tip from Black Ops 1, of course. The Cold War version is very bare bones, it's very bland, it's kind of boring, to be honest. There's no attachments available, minus 4 optic attachments, and I hate all 4 of them, except for one. One is usable. I think the Hawksmoor is the one that I would use if I had to use one, but I prefer the iron sights. They work just fine. Even though there aren't any cool attachments for the Cold War crossbow, it's still a very strong weapon. It's always a one-shot kill, whether you hit the head or the toe. The only exception for this is if an enemy has body armor on, then it will be a 2-hit kill, and that rarely happens in multiplayer. And if we're looking at Warzone, it'll be a 1-hit kill unless they have multiple armor plates on. Back to Cold War multiplayer, you don't show on the radar when firing the R1 Shadowhunter. You also can recover your bolts after firing them, so you don't have to rely on scavenger or an assault pack. The hipfire is very accurate, surprisingly. Like, I'm actually comfortable enough to hipfire with this thing at medium range. You do have to reload after every shot with this, like a bolt-action sniper rifle like the Modern Warfare one. But its reload is fairly quick, it feels fine, its aim down sight feels fine, its bullet velocity feels fine. It feels like how a crossbow should feel in a Call of Duty game. My only complaint about the R1 Shadowhunter is that the bolts do not bypass trophy systems in multiplayer, which is just like, really? I think in Modern Warfare they bypass trophy systems, but in Cold War, I mean, come on, the trophy systems are already super overpowered, their ranges are huge. I think the crossbow should be able to fly through one of those. You know, keep it simple, because the Cold War crossbow is the simplest crossbow yet. I can't really complain because it's good at killing things and it's not frustrating to use, but that simplicity following that Modern Warfare crossbow just feels like, it just feels like there should be more. When I first saw all the attachments and challenges and stuff, I'm like, oh, that's it? That's kind of disappointing. The Modern Warfare one was very fun and diverse. There was a bunch of different gameplay options, but I do have more fun with the Cold War version because it's really reliable and just easy to use. So if we compare that Modern Warfare crossbow to the Cold War crossbow in Warzone, both of them do the same damage, but the Cold War crossbow has a higher bullet velocity, it has a faster rate of fire, it has a faster aim down sight time, and it's actually more accurate, which goes to reinforce my claim earlier about it being strong without any attachments on it. The Modern Warfare crossbow has all those attachments that will match or nearly match the Cold War crossbow's great statistics, and the Modern Warfare has that explosive tip, which will make for a one-hit stick kill no matter what. You have that thermite tip, which will let you do some extra vehicle damage. The downside to using those tips is that it makes the crossbow harder to use. So there's some give and take with the Modern Warfare crossbow. It really comes down to if you want to use the crossbow like a utility weapon and have those explosive and thermite tips, the Modern Warfare one is the way to go. But if you want to use the crossbow just like a crossbow and snipe people at range with it, just get those direct one-hit kills, given that they don't have max armor on, the Cold War crossbow is the way to go in Warzone. If you're still curious about the Modern Warfare crossbow, I actually did a video on it that was very well received that has some class setups that you can use in Warzone. You can check that out after this video. But if I'm going to be honest with you, I think the R1 Shadowhunter is most impressive in Zombies. If you're a completionist who's looking to complete all Season 2 Prestige Master challenges, you may have saw the challenge tip video I did like a week ago. You have to kill Orda for the Season 2 challenge in Zombies, and I recommended that you use the Stoner 63 to do that in that video. And then shortly after that, I discovered the crossbow, and the crossbow is now the best weapon to use. It has the highest DPS in the game in the Zombies game mode for short periods of time. You do need to set it up though, because it is a struggle to use in early game. It's slow because you have to reload after each shot. It also lacks damage. It requires like a damage upgrade to one shot after like round 3, I believe. So you definitely need to get Pack-a-Punch and Speed Cola to make it have that lightning fast reload as soon as you can, and max the damage out as quickly as possible so it can one-shot over a decent amount of time. Once the R1 Shadowhunter is maxed out, it kills really quick, has quick handling, and it penetrates zombies. You can kill multiple zombies with one bolt, which is a bigger deal than you may think. I like to sit in this corner on Firebase Z to grind through rounds quickly and get headshots faster, and usually around round 20 to 25 is when I start to get outnumbered depending on which weapon I'm using. With the crossbow, I made it up to round 30 easily sitting in this corner, just to give you perspective on how good this thing is. The key to using the crossbow though is to use the Ring of Fire field upgrade. When you plop that thing down and you have it upgraded to tier 3 where you can shoot from your reserves, you're pretty much shooting a full auto crossbow here. It's like the NX Shadowclaw from Black Ops 3 when it comes to fire rate, and these bolts do a ton of damage, and you can delete Orda in 15 seconds or take out elites in Outbreak insanely fast. Without Ring of Fire, when you have max damage, max Pack-a-Punch on the crossbow, it's viable up to like round 30-ish. Around there is when it starts to take multiple shots, and it's still a strong weapon, don't get me wrong. I just find it tiring to use because you treat it like a semi-auto weapon. You have to spam the trigger over and over and over again. If I can get a strong weapon like the ray gun, I actually prefer using this R1 Shadowhunter over something like the Howler. The R1 Shadowhunter is a great addition to 2021 Call of Duty all around. I was a bit disappointed at first, but sometimes simplicity is key. And then what you guys think about the Shadowhunter down below in the comments. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like, consider subscribing, and if you'd like to help support the channel directly, there's some links down below in the description that you can check out. Peace.